Hi, my name is Caroline and welcome to my channel. I am going to start a series because I am pregnant, and I figured I know that I look up week by week pregnancy updates all the time on YouTube and all over the internet, and so I wanted to be that person for others who also were seeking that information. So just a background, this is my 5th pregnancy. I do have 3 children and I did lose 1, and so the ages I have 11, 9, 3, and the one I lost was in between the 9-year-old and the 3-year-old. So 5th pregnancy. I've done this before. I generally know the symptoms, but I still like to look it up and just kind of be up to date. I like to see how big the baby is week by week, and I like to tell the kids. I think it's fun for them to also hear that as well. So I will start with my early pregnancy symptoms before I even tested. So I always know I'm pregnant by the shortness of breath that I have. I love to run, I love to go on walks, I love to play tennis, but around week 3 and 4, more like week 3, I was so short of breath, and I was just going on brisk walks at this time. I didn't really feel like running, and I try to listen to my body, and so I just was walking really fast, and I just couldn't catch my breath, and generally my sinuses were kind of stuffy, and I thought that's very interesting because I had that with all of my other pregnancies as well. So that is actually what sparked me to go home and take a pregnancy test. And when I did, it was just a faint double line because it was so early. And also around that same week 3 mark, I can't remember, I think we went to the pumpkin patch or something, the kids and I, and I came home and took a nap, and I am not a napper. I don't generally need naps. I can wake up early and still go through the day without a nap, and I thought that was very odd that I was like desperate. I felt like my body like wasn't functioning unless I laid down to take a nap. So those were definitely week 3, very, very early symptoms before I ever before I even got a positive pregnancy test. That's what I noticed. Oddly enough, this is just a side note, because I have nursed all of my children. During that week 3 mark, before I knew I was pregnant, before I ever tested, I also had like a phantom letdown. And I thought that was very interesting, that I haven't nursed my son in a year now, and I had a feeling of a letdown. And so I just thought, I wonder if that means that I'm pregnant. So here I am. So I did mention the shortness of breath. Around week 4, I was quite constipated, and I eat a lot of greens. I don't eat a lot of processed things, breads and things like that. I was quite constipated. I kept craving avocados. Something about avocado, I still crave avocados. I was like, when I would run out, if I didn't get more for the next day, then I knew I was just gonna be so aggravated, because that's all I wanted every single day. That's still what I want every single day, are avocados. I was super dizzy. Oh my gosh. I was like, I told my husband that I didn't even think I was safe on the road anymore because I was so dizzy driving. And this was just in the middle of the day. Very odd, almost like I was drunk. And again, that shortness of breath, you can probably still hear it. I'm still short of breath. I think that goes through the whole pregnancy. And once I got to week 5, some of the typical pregnancy symptoms came in. At this point, I had taken 3 pregnancy tests, gotten all positive, and I went and got a blood test, and that was also positive. So I know I'm pregnant by week 5. I have tremendous brain fog, tremendous. I have lived in my hometown. I was born here, and I got lost almost every single day, taking the kids to and fro. I would get off on the wrong exit or take the wrong street or forget where I was going. I mean, the brain fog was just crazy. It was actually quite aggravating a lot of the time. I was also, again, hungry for avocados. That, again, has not gone away. I'm still craving avocados. So I'm still craving avocados. When I have my coffee for breakfast, so in the morning, I typically fast until I get hungry. That's just what I do normally, not pregnant. But now that I am pregnant, I noticed pretty early that when I would drink my cup of coffee, I would get kind of that like sickly, acidic feeling, not like vomity, but like reflux a little bit. And I needed to eat something with my coffee. So what I do now is I wake up, I make my coffee, I drink it, and then I wait until I start to get that feeling, and then I'll make my avocado toast that I love so very much. I definitely am very bloated, especially later in the evening. Something about the evenings in early pregnancy. This is my 5th pregnancy, so I know my body remembers how to be pregnant, but my gosh, I look like 4 or 5 months pregnant by the end of the day, and also quite gassy, just holding that gas in my stomach, very uncomfortable, kind of crampy gassiness. Now, I will talk about the discharge. There is discharge in the beginning of pregnancy, and that really does continue through the whole pregnancy, and so definitely some liners to help with that, and that's pretty common. Things I do, I just keep visualizing the end result. I have done this before. I have also lost a baby, and so I know both ends, how they feel and what they result in. And so this time around, I am just talking to the baby and visualizing them when they're born and hoping for healthy and happy and easy delivery and all of that. I would love to see my children now holding their new sibling. I think that is an awesome thing to keep in your mind. It's easy in these early stages, I have noticed, even though this is my 5th time doing it, to go to the negative, to the dark side, to the what if. And because I have been there on the what ifs, I know that there's no point in stressing about the what ifs, because if they do come, they will come no matter what. Might as well enjoy this process while it is still a positive one. No need to tarnish something positive at this point. My cravings, again, still avocado. I love something salty, sausagey. I know I don't eat them cold. I do warm all the sausages that I eat. And I will say that I don't know if it's because I have other children, but my sleep has been so disrupted already. And normally this will come later on. I remember with my first, I really slept fantastically until the very end. And then when she was born, that was just shocking. It was absolutely shocking to go from just basically not having your own time anymore. Like going from having your time to not having your time. And so I wanted to note that my insomnia has really peaked this time around. It's been pretty bad, actually. So I don't have a problem falling asleep, but man, by 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I'm up. Today I was up at 4:30, and that is something different that I didn't notice before.